6:52, time for the morning sprint.
We start with breaking news this morning of an attempted homicide of a 15-year-old. Police say they got the call from UW Health at its Eastside Hospital around 2 a.m. The boy had gunshot wounds. He is in stable condition this morning. Detectives from the Violent Crimes Unit are helping out, but there is no word right now on an arrest or even a suspect.
This is a very much developing story this morning. As soon as we learn more, we'll push them out. We'll push out any new details through our Channel 3000 news apps. Stay with News 3 Now and channel3000.com for the very latest.
Continuing controversy surrounding a state representative and her pending board appointment. The full Dane County Board will now decide the fate of Sheila Stubbs. This after two committees voted no on her confirmation, saying their decision is based solely on the requirements of the job. The full board will meet on the topic this coming Thursday.
Madison police say that with more people and more intoxication, they're actively working to stop next year's Mifflin Street Block Party. Officers say this year they arrested 44 and saw people touching power lines, kicking a nurse, injuring an officer, and seeing high schoolers in attendance. MPD is working now on a plan to bring what they call a potential major catastrophe to an end.
Green Bay is seeing snow on the ground in May for only the 18th time in the last 200 years. It's been more than a decade since they last saw snow this late, back in 2010. They've got 3 inches on the ground after yesterday's storm.
Airshow fans can now buy tickets to this year's Milwaukee Air and Water Show. Spectators can anticipate aerial performances, including the Blue Angels and the U.S. Air Force's F-16 team. The show held at McKinley Park in Bradford Beach along the coast of Lake Michigan every year. It's going to be the only time you can see the Blue Angels in Wisconsin this year, so make note of that. It runs July 22nd and 23rd. If you're interested in tickets, go to mkeairwatershow.com.
The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, The Mandalorian, Stranger Things. Some of your favorite shows, they could all be held up thanks to a writer's strike that started overnight. After failing to meet a midnight agreement, the Writers Guild of America will now stop working. The companies impacted include Netflix, CBS, Disney, and Amazon. The last writer's strike was in 2007. It lasted 100 days and led to many delayed and even canceled shows.
This morning in France, union leaders are calling for a nationwide protest. Clashes erupted within the first half hour of demonstrations in Paris yesterday. The unions have vowed to fight against President Emmanuel Macron's pension reform. Despite the many months of strikes and sporadic violence, more than 62% of the French are sympathetic to this movement.
Aerosmith is ready to walk this way right off the stage and into retirement. After 50 years, the band has announced a farewell tour. A 40-date North America tour will kick off in Philadelphia on Labor Day weekend. Aerosmith not playing any Wisconsin shows, but one in Chicago is scheduled for September 15th. Tickets go on sale Friday morning.
All right, 5 minutes away from 7 o'clock as we continue with this cool, blustery weather across much of the Badger State. Still piling up that snow up there in the UP of Michigan. Some locations near Marquette could be talking about a foot. We just have clouds around. Some of these clouds trying to break up here in the Madison area. But as we look at our sky cam out in Platteville, they got crystal clear blue skies. So we've been right on the edge. Southwestern Wisconsin seeing the clearing right now. And they should see quite a bit of sunshine. But looking at very blue cloudy skies in Madison, thicker clouds to the east, temperatures in the 40s this morning. Winds right now 7 to 15 miles per hour. They are expected to get up to about 20 miles per hour at times today. So not as windy as yesterday, but still blustery and keeping our temperatures cooler than average. As mentioned, a little bit of sunshine coming through this morning. You notice how these clouds generally backfill across the Madison area, not quite hitting western Wisconsin. That's why it'll be warmer. Lower 50s in Madison, a little cooler. Watertown and Juneau with upper 40s. So as you're planning your day, you'll still need that heavier jacket, especially with that wind out of the northwest up there at 10 to 20 miles per hour. A little bit of sunshine at times today. More sunshine expected tomorrow as we transition into some much warmer weather. Maybe talking about 70s for the upcoming weekend. Just a slight chance of a shower Saturday.
Oh, I can't wait for the 70s.
I'm ready. Bring it on.